Welcome back, everyone. Today I have another video. This time is for Sabo. This leader has been really underplayed over there, over the east. But I actually am surprised because this leader seemed really decent to me. His ability to once per turn, if you have one done up, important because I actually didn't understand the ability very well in one of the games. And yeah, you have to have one done under him. But it makes one of your cards being able to, that is 5 or more, so the idea is that the deck has a lot of those. It makes it to not die by either battle or KO effects once per turn, but you reduce the attack by 1k. But sometimes that's not like a detriment because usually they only have 1 or 2 cards that they can attack with. So either a card, they have to attack it twice, which is good, like double blocked, or it makes like one card being protected for the turn. Like you can use it as an improv, like as a blocker, especially with the many blockers that we're playing. And then also at the same time, like they have to attack it again, or it's gonna keep being there in the field for free, right? Which is really good. It really is a really nice thing about this leader. And why do I think it's an underplayed deck? Because I think it has a really decent matchup into Sakatsuki. And for what I've noticed, Sakatsuki's trending to be like the best or like one of the most represented leaders out of the new format. And I think this deck has a decent matchup because he has a lot of well, it depends, because Sakatsuki, you can play either one or two ways. You can play like go tall or go super low to the ground, but the go low to the ground version does not play too many like blue removal spells, and this deck is very good against the non-blue removal spells. Like if they have any type of effect that KOs but no bottom decks, this deck just does very well, right? And the deck functions very well. It also could be really aggressive. One of the best plays that the deck can do is Zoro, like Sabo into Zoro, and turn 2 going second is amazing because you go 5, 6, they cannot attack your Zoro, so your Zoro is basically protected by removal for that turn. Although many people didn't understand that concept, I play a couple of games today that I had to delete because a lot of people just like attack the Zoro every time, and I was confused as to why. They just didn't read the leader, and at some point I have to, I think, include one of the games that they attacked it, but it still was a decent game in the end. But yeah, like you have to understand what the leader does. Reading the leaders is important, and yeah, well, that's one of the combos in the deck, of course, going second. But these 4 mana cards are super value for the deck because Kusan draws your card and it cannot be removed, and it combines well with Kusan and Garp. So they have to remove it. So you have an inherit card that wants to be destroyed, but they cannot really do it that easily. Then we have Borsalino, which has his protection, and then you can block twice basically with him, which is really nice. You have Karazu, which works well with the leader because he's a revolutionary army. So when in play, he still does his ability to minus something, and then you can attack with a Zoro and Sabo, and that's a lot of pressure just on itself. And then it threatens to do it again next turn, which is really nice. And they have to remove this guy, but it has protection for the leader, so it's a whole thing, which is very nice for this leader, of course. Hina I found to be a really good blocker as well as Sabo for the leader because it allows you to block twice basically, and very difficult to remove for any other leader. So I think these cards are just really nice. Sabo, the ability to cycle cards out of your hand, and especially in a deck that I'm playing a little bit too greedy on the non-counterable. You can use the ability like Sabo very well, of course. Garb, I'm playing it as a full playset because of 2 reasons. The first one is because it works well with Kusan and all the minusing effects, of course. The second one is because it rests itself, which means the opponent is going to be tempted to attack him sometimes. And sometimes you want them to do that. You want them to attack it, you protect it, and they attack it again. It serves as removal and a double blocker. Sometimes that's all you want to do. And if a card like that buys you that much time, it allows cards like Whitebeard and Kusan to be played in a really like devastating manner, of course. And that's one of the themes with this deck right now that I'm trying to do, which is like play a bunch of like cards that want to attack, and then eventually the opponent has to attack them back, or I have my blockers that defend me long enough for me to play a Kusan and then take over with this card. And they have to want to destroy my cards, these ones, and then they want to destroy my Kusan. So at some point it's gonna overwhelm them with like threats that they have to remove. and that's what the deck is trying to do. I still play one Radical, two guard points, and the table manner kick curse because we don't know what the restrictions are gonna be like, if they're gonna like unrestrict Wybeer. This deck could benefit from that unrestriction, and it's just I'm gonna play it like if it's the meta that I'm thinking it's gonna be. The deck was really impressive on my end. I think I have to give it more testing to say if it's a really good deck or if it's just like a meme deck. I need more quality games because I didn't have that many that were like some people didn't understand the leader for the most part. So with that being said, thank you all. Let's go see and start gameplay. All right, and we're gonna play against Sakatsuki. I think this matchup is the one that I think this leader is for. Now, I didn't understand my leader ability too well. And what I mean is that I thought the leader worked if you did like just by itself. Like I didn't know you needed to attach one energy. So I was a little bit confused as to how exactly the deck worked. But I get like I remember, like I understand that later into this game. But at the beginning, I should have played here the Borsalino because the Borsalino has inherited protection, so that way he wouldn't have been able to remove anything in my board. And that way I can just play the Kusan the following turn. But I opted to play the Kusan this right now here because I thought I had the protection. So I was a bit confused as to what happened there. Here he's going to be able to remove this with like anything, really. And I'm scared a little bit of the 2-cost event though. So I played the Kusan also because if he does play the 2-cost event, I have to be a little bit careful on the sense that he's gonna bottom deck my things. And if he was gonna play a Seth, that was the other option. Like he could have, because he discarded a Seth, so he has 5 down up. If he does play a Seth and bounces back my Kusan, then I'd be like, okay, that's fine. I'm not that worried about that, right? And here I still have, I could have played the Zoro and have the protection, but I couldn't play just another Kusan, and now I should have the protection this turn. I kind of, like, if I would have known, I would have attacked with 6k with the Sabo, I think. Or I could have just attacked for 6k and have the, whatever I play, I should have attacked with 6k. And I don't know if I did, but that should have been my play. I played the Kusan first to see what I draw. And okay, so I do play attack for 7. So I have the protection now. I was a little bit confused as to why it didn't happen. And again, I just needed to read my leader. That was my own mistake. I just needed to understand that it died because of I didn't have done in my leader. Now I do have it, so I have protection from any type of removal, and it should be fine now. I should be able to defend. Well, again, they have a lot of, if he plays a 7-drop here, it could be problematic. I do have to defend out of whatever else I can, but I could play around the 7 by like playing Toy and Garp. I think that should be enough to remove the 7. No, it's not. Yeah, it is, because this is a -3. So at least I have that combo in case he does play the 7-drop, the Borsalino. And I can remove this guy for free, so that's good for me too. And yeah, at least I have protection from removal this turn, which is good. And since he's gonna attack 6/6, I can just take this one and combo out of the other one, of course. Now we don't have to play the toy because we have this, so we get to attack for 6 here. And again, me not knowing well the leader ability at this point, still didn't understand the leader ability too well. I wanted to be a little bit more greedy, and I wanted to play Garb and the Roach Zoro because I think it's fine too, because I mean this turn is very efficient if I just play Garb, KO his guy, and then play Zoro. But the problem is that if he does play the whatever his name is, the Rob Lucy, he will be able to remove 2 of my cards for free, and the 2 best ones for sure. But I also kind of want to bait him into doing that, because if he does play a Rob Lucy, I have the immediate answer in the Borsalino, in the Kusan, I mean. And that will give me the enough advantage that I need, right? I'm sure he will be able to remove 2 of my cards. I don't think that's going to be an issue for him, especially now since I don't have the protection. So again, I thought I had the protection with the leader, but because I could have a combo out of this, but I don't really want to combo my hand. I want to be a little bit more protective of it. But he probably will be able to remove all my cards in my board here. I don't think he will not be able to. He has this at -2. He needs a cost reduction like Ice Age. But at least he used the Ice Age, which means he needs another one. He already used 2 of them. And it's going to make the Kusan really hard to kill for him. Which is, again, part of what I want to be doing here. Like, that's how I win this matchup, I think. Now, I killed the 1-drop, which is really good. It was going to give him too much value, so I have to KO him. Here, from here, I still have the removal on Garp. So if my Kusan survives, which highly is likely, but it's not like super likely, because they still play Ice Age. Although he's used 2 of them, they can still use a 3rd one and a 4th one. So it's unlikely for him to survive. And because he attacked for 6, I'm thinking he definitely has the Ice Age, and I have to out-combo out of any attack, because that's the only way that I'm gonna be able to do it. So he does have Ice Age, the 3rd one. He has Hina, he has Kobe, and he has the removal that he needs. And from here on, he plays everything that he can, right? And he gets a card with brand new. Maybe he cycles. I don't know. It doesn't matter. Right now is looking very bad for me. But I think I can still outmaneuver my opponent a little bit here, because I have my blocker protection. This turn I should attack for 6. And my opponent has had the removal there. But again, if I would have played a little bit different, I could have played around his removal a lot better. And I would have been in this tough of a spot that I am right now. Because now he could attempt to go for game on 3 attacks. However, I will have protection for 1 attack. So that's silver lining there. I think my opponent is definitely trying to stick for some removal, because he combo out the Zuru. He removed the Zuru out of his hand. And then we'll have to see what numbers he goes for. Now, these cards are not the best ones to go for game 2, because, I mean, they are super, like, he's going to have to use a lot of energy to be able to attack with them. I still have 2 life, so we'll go from there. He definitely could remove my Garp. I expect that to be the case. I don't think that he's going to have much trouble doing so. But he's low on card hand size, and I think his removal require him to do like cards in hand. Because he attacked for 6, I have to defend that one. I don't think I can just take this one, because then the other ones are going to go for higher numbers, right? And again, he doesn't want to attack my battle cards, so that's bad. But at least I have a free block on this guy. And I don't want to block without protection, because then he gets the upper hand here if I block without protection here. Now, this second Garp is actually very nice. And I have protection from Rob Lucy, because he won't be able to KO my Garp, because I saved my leader ability, which was really important here. So even if he does this one here, he's not going to be able to KO my Garp, which is really important to be able to keep up in this game. And I think the second Garp actually gives me an avenue to win the game, because now I will be able to use the Garp that I have on board, the Garp that I have on hand, like clear his board completely. He's going to be forced to attack my board, or he will lose. And I don't want him to out-combo out of this Borsalino attack, because I think it's too important. Maybe I could have attacked with Sabo first, just see if he out-combos out of the leader. But then I needed to get rid of that one. I needed to guarantee the removal on that one, so I can remove the Rob Lucy. I can remove the brand new, and that gives me another card that I can attack with next turn to go for game. And that's just the best thing that I can do, right? He's gonna do cycling, doesn't do anything. He placed another brand new, but this deck doesn't play that many Marines actually, and he whiffed, yeah. They play Marines, but they whiffed a lot of the times. I actually played the deck before, and they do whiff a lot of the times. And Hina here is terrible because he doesn't, like, he offers an attacker, but he doesn't offer any defense. And he cannot go for my board because I'm gonna protect it. So he has to definitely go for my leader. And here it's just a matter of trying to go for game here. I'm gonna try to play around, although I could have just played around any kind of removal from life by attaching one energy to the leader. Kind of a misplay there, a small one. But yeah, this is what I needed to do to try to go for game. And it was difficult for him to really survive that turn, really. I had to have a specific amount of cards to survive there. So, it was a really intense game, but it was a good one too. Okay, and we're going to play against Law. Ideally, I go second. Okay, that's good. And the Garps are going to be good in this matchup. I think I shouldn't play my... I still haven't understood how to play against this Law completely, fully. Because it is a difficult deck to maneuver around. Because if you play cards, they remove it super easily. So I have to be a little bit more mindful of how I play this matchup. Because I think playing the Kusan next turn is going to be a bad play. Because it allows him to get cards into the board quickly without having to spend mana. And I think that's just good for them. Although they also have to have everything. There is an argument to not play anything at all, actually. Like, not play anything at all, or there is an argument to not attack them early game. Like, there's different sides to this. It's difficult to say what's the best one, because they have to have everything, or they have to, or just force them to just out-combo your things every turn, or have to hard play them. Because if they played something and then they use the leader ability, that is a lot. You see, this turn, it really puts him ahead. Even though I knew my card was going to get removed, and I was going to be able to remove something in his turn, like, this Brook is a problem that I have to deal with now. And yeah, he just got like the perfect combo here, where he can play both a ramp spell and the Brook leader. And this puts me super behind right now. So I think what I should have done better here is not play anything on turn 2, or play the Zoro would have been much better, because if it dies, it dies, it doesn't matter. And he's not going to die by battle, but he's going to die by card effects instead. And I would have pressured my opponent super hard. And it would have been a much better play for me, I think. And then this turn, I played the Garp, and he would be like a 1 life or 1 less card in hand, and less resources on hand. And he would have been forced to attack with this Law. And then I would have been able to attack it for a big number, play a Garp, keep destroying, and then we'll go from there. It would have been a much better, a much cleaner game. But the way I did it, it didn't allow me to just recover from like the initial Gordon plus abilities, right? And it gave him more cards than he needed, and it gave him more like value that he needed to get. And here he's gonna attack for 5 because he doesn't really need to do anything else. Since he have a -3, that's just how it is. He might not attack with Law, because Law, what you want to do with this leader and the way you protect your Law, basically, is by not attacking with it until you attack with everything. Because that way, if they attack the Law, then you have another turn to you attack with everything. And yeah, that it is complicated. This Queen really puts it difficult for me, because it's gonna force me to over combo, or like if I have to remove the Queen too. So it just makes it super difficult. And now, if I wouldn't been able to have, like, if my opponent has less cards in hand, then this play would have been a much better play. But now he just is able to just take this damage and be fine with it. Again, a lot of things that could have changed if I played the matchup a little bit differently. Now, I assume the Garp is going to die because he's had removal for 8 every turn. And yeah, this is not, like, different from that. And if he attacks with, like, Law only, I have to take it. Like, he has to die because I can like defend the Garp this turn, so it's just definitely just gonna die. At least my silver lining is that I have a Zoro, and with Zoro, I'm able to just probably attack. The bad thing here is that he's gonna start attacking with the 4Ks. So again, it's just a really difficult situation for me here. But I got another Zoro, so that gives me an avenue to win the game. Different from what my opponent is expecting. which is gonna be I'm gonna attack with like a big number on Sabo and a big number on Zoro and hope to get there, right? Because he's gonna have to either force to block one of them or gonna take it. Now, again, this is something that I'm still right now used to OP4, where Radical Beam is not legal, so I'm still gonna be taking this kind of like damage here, because I don't have like anything like. He could just block here too, however, and then get the exact counter here. So it's been a combination of like my opponent having the best hand that they can too. And I think Law is one of the decks that if they have everything that they need to see, they're probably just gonna win because like they see just everything that they need, right? He's just gonna KO my my Zoro here. He doesn't need to do anything else. And then from here he attacks even he attacks with 2 cards here. With the Zoro and the other guy. I don't think he attacks with Queen. He needs the defense because I need to just be able to play Zoro to win. Now Kusan is too late for Kusan. Like a turn before would have been amazing because I KO the Queen, attack one of his guys, and then I'm chilling because I don't think he will be able to remove the Kusan, and that gives me 3 attackers for to go for game. So I would have been able to probably go for game the last turn. I mean this turn if I would have drawn the Kusan a turn before. Sadly, I didn't, and that makes it a lot more difficult. Yeah, now right now it is super difficult for me to go for anything here. So this is kind of like a natural counter for this deck because one, it ignores my leader protection because they minus my leader ability, and all the cards that he plays minus my cards of power, and that's terrible. And we still were able to make it kind of a game. And if I played it a little bit different, I would have won probably. But here, it was really difficult through a blocker to do that. And then I have to survive one more turn. Hopefully, if I'm able to remove one card here, then maybe I have a chance. But I have to hope that the 2 cards that he has in hand, at least one of them is a brick. But he doesn't seem to have bricks in his deck. And every card that he plays is just perfect. So I play it out, but I know I'm dead this turn. There's no way that I can survive another turn. My only option is surviving this turn and being able to rush Zoro and try to go for game. Like top deck a Zoro rush. But if he attacks for 7 or something like that, it's just terrible. Like if I were able to keep my leader ability here and force him to like block and force my opponent to attack the Hina, I maybe have a chance if I draw a Rush Zoro or something like that out of my deck. But yeah, I mean, it was a combination of things that didn't allow me to win this game. I just didn't have. If he attacks 7/7, yeah, 7, and then I have to attack for game. Yeah, 7/7/7 just wins the game on everything. It just there was no way for me to survive this turn. All right, we're playing against Sakatsuki again, and this hand is not terrible, but it's not. I'd rather have some 4-drops on something because we're going second, so we kind of need to play something. And this time I am much more clear on what you need to do in this matchup because I understand my leader ability much better by this point. And definitely we're gonna play my Borsalino first because it makes it a lot more difficult for him to remove it. Even if he does have removal, it should be fine. The best card that he can have as removal is the Seth here because he makes a -4. But at least I'm gonna be able to free block this guy, and at least I save myself alive, and then it's still gonna be good, right? And if he doesn't have the Seth, like only, which if it's the list that I'm thinking that they're playing, they're only playing 2 Seths, so it's gonna be difficult for them to have Seth on curve here. And if he doesn't have it, then he doesn't have removal for Borsalino, and that is huge for me because then he has to attack for bigger numbers to try to deal with the damage. And then I can just combo this one, but it makes his curve a lot more weird here. He places Borsalino his own, but I'm fine because now I am going to keep up my leader's ability. So now he can KO my Kusan by effects. And that allows me to keep my board super well defended here. I don't think he can go for anything. I can protect. I can double block basically with my Borsellino. So I have a lot of options. But ideally, I don't want to use the ability of my leader unless he uses like a removal spell, because I want to protect my Kusan at all costs, because that's how I'm gonna win. If I'm able to keep my board, then I'm able to pressure back the Sakatsuki, and that's something that they don't like. When you have a lot of pressure that they cannot remove, then that's when it starts falling apart, right? And here he can have a removal in the terms of Rob Lushi, but it should still be fine. Again, I have the protection from Sabo, which he doesn't force me to do here. I mean, he forces me to do here, but I'll be a 4K leader, so he doesn't even do it, I think, because it doesn't matter. I mean, my card is still going to be protected. So it really doesn't... He shouldn't even use the Rob Lushi ability. At least it forces me, I guess, to do -5. But here, I'm just definitely going to combo. I could combo the 2K. I want to keep the Khalifa just in case. I have 2 blockers, Bartolomeo, anyway. He's not going to be able to attack with anything else. Or he could attack with this guy. But that's fine, because we do have... and I'm going to take the damage here, because next turn, I'm sure he wants to attack my cards, because I have this Crow guy, and I'm going to have a Rush Sorrow, and I'm going to attack with everything. So he probably wants to attack my cards this turn. I'm pretty sure that's going to be the case. And I'm going to attack with everything, of course, because I want him to attack my board now. I want to force him to have to use proc my leader ability. And that's just the way I win. And also, I'm going to mount a lot of pressure here. He's taking everything, which is great for me. It doesn't allow him to do much. And I still have protection, so the best removal that he can do is like Borsellino, I assume. Could be very good here. Borsellino could definitely be like a decent card here. But, I mean, it should be fine. If he attacks for 2, I definitely combo out of that one. And if he attacks for 1, I combo in out of that one too. If he attacks for 2, I also combo out of that one. I want to keep my board, and I don't want to just let him remove my my cards by effects. Because I don't know what he's going to play. And then if he does play another Rob Lushi, then I want to have the protection ready, right? And I'm just going to combo out of everything. Although I should have read that this is going to be a Borsellino because of the way the mana that he had left. So I think it was pretty obvious that way. This turn, I have 2 options here. I could have gone for game because I had the Karuzu, and I could have just making 7K, force him to take. He's going to be at 4K, and I attempt to go for game. I don't generally do that because they have too many cards in hand. So it makes it it makes it risky for me, and I don't like that. Because if he has a trigger alive that can bounce back my Borsellino, then I have to do exact numbers, and if they have 2K, then I lose the game. And I don't have to necessarily do that when I'm not going to lose the game this turn. I can just attack 5/5/5, play a Borsellino, KO his 4-drop. He won't be able to go for game, and I highly doubt he will be able to. He's been taking 5Ks, by the way, so he's going to take this 5K. And then he has to remove my Borsellino. He has to remove my 2-drops and 3-drops here, and he has to remove everything that I do right here. And I don't think it's possible. Ideally, I'm going to have 3 attackers for game next turn, which is going to be Kusan, Borsellino, and the leader. Because I assume the other 2 die to anything that he plays, or he's just going to attack them or something like that. He attacks for 8 at my Borsellino, and I want to protect the Borsellino because he's the one that cannot be removed by card effects. And I'm assuming that my opponent is going to have to attack for more than 5 into any of these cards, because if I have a 1K in my hand, then I just out-combo out of his leader attack, and then he has to do more work to remove my cards. So I assume he's going to try to remove every card. But he needs to do many things here. He needs to remove the 10-drop. He needs to remove 2 of my cards. He needs to attack probably with 6K on the leader, just to prevent like 1K from defending this turn. And then he needs to play blockers. He needs to have combo power in hand. There's too many things that he needs to have for him to be able to do anything this game. I mean, to survive this game. That I just like. That's why I played the Kusan. I thought it gave me the most chances of winning the game. Although I could have easily. I mean, if I didn't see any other option, I would have attempted to go for a game with the Kazaru. I'm sorry, I forgot his name. And then I attempted to go for a game last turn. Could have really happened, but I wanted to be a little bit more secure in that end. I wanted to have a bit of a decent chance here with this, right? So yeah, I mean, I don't think my opponent has it. He's calculating like what's the best way that he can do all that he needs to do and still be able to survive. But he took a 5k, so he definitely doesn't have any combo power in hand. He is kind of like bottlenecking cards that he cannot combo with. He might be able to have Ice Age plus, best case scenario, he can remove the Kusan and the bird. But then I don't think he's gonna be able to remove the big guy anyway. He's gonna be able to put a blocker on top of that. And even if he does, I still have 2 attackers, so he still needs to have 10k on hand on top of that. Too difficult. Alright, we're gonna be playing against Corazon, and this is a matchup that I think we are ahead. I think we are advantage on because we play removal, and our cards don't die easily to green spells, which means we have an inherent advantage against green leaders because their main way of removing stuff is by battle. Now they have the blue color too, but they don't use the blue color too much as removal. Maybe they could play some red rocks, but it's not as bad. Now, however, my opponent had the best possible start that you can have here, which is protection from removal. He's gonna have Baby 5, and he's gonna attack me here. So this is the best opening this deck can have, and we're gonna try to navigate through that, right? Of course. Now, attacking for 5, I guess I could just take it, just to see what I draw. Getting a second Kusan is actually very good. And then here, since I have no other options, I'm just gonna play Kusan and attack for 6. He's gonna either block or take it, or it doesn't matter. But we're gonna have protection for Kusan, which is very, very good for us. That way, we know Kusan is definitely gonna survive. No, he's not as good this turn because he's gonna be tapped. And next turn I get to attack for 5, but it's still gonna be kind of iffy. Maybe he searches with Baby 5 and I can attack it anyway, but we'll see. Now, my opponent, this happened today a lot. Like, as what I'm saying, like, I had to cut so many games because people kept attacking my cards when I had the protection that just didn't make any sense, and then get punished by that. So I definitely get advantage here for that reason, my opponent not knowing the game, the deck. But regardless, I was gonna be able to untap with Kusan either way, because that he would have attacked my leader, and then we would have a game from there, right? I'm gonna attack for 6/6. I'm gonna play a second Kusan because it gives me another card to my hand, and then that's what I want to do this game. He's forced to block that one, and then I'm gonna attack a Baby 5 again. I think he's gonna block. He's gonna block with the leader, or he's gonna block with the other card. I'm okay with either option. It is not the 10-drop turn, so I don't have to be worried about on tapping with my Kusans. It is not the biggest issue. Here next turn, I want to be able to play a bunch of cards, but we are ahead. Diamante here coming down is going to be fine. Attacking for 5, I definitely should have combo out of this one. Or I could take it. At this point, it's not really that big of an issue, but I should out combo out of this attack because I don't want to be taking life too lightly, of course. I think it's better if I keep myself high. I have a lot of cards in hand, so I don't have too much trouble with my hand size at the moment. Now, the next turn is definitely the 10-drop turn, so I have to be a little bit careful here. And I -4 his Diamante because I want to remove it. He does have protection with the blocker, but I mean, it's fine. Then I can just force the removal some other way. I definitely just want to remove the Baby 5 and all the other cards. because they're equally as annoying. But now that he tapped the blocker, I don't have to attack this guy for much. I can just attack for 5. He wants to be defensive, that's fine. I can just attack for 5 here too. Now I can play the toy, force the sugar to tap it down, so I can play Garb and remove something here. So that was my whole play. Now everything came out perfectly here. He's gonna use the blocker to stop that, and now I can remove Corazon because of that. So that was the whole play. That's what I was playing for. Now I'm not sure what I should discard here. I want to keep the second Garb, but the second Garb is not as good when I'm gonna be playing the 10-drop Kusan next turn. So yeah, it's fine to just remove Garb here. I think it's okay. I want to keep it for after the leader, but it's gonna be fine. He's gonna attack my toy this turn. He's gonna freeze 3 cards here, and I assume they're gonna be the cost reducers and the Garb. It's fine. He's gonna attack my toy. I can understand that. Now I play. It doesn't matter. I'm gonna attack the leader because he's either gonna block with the leader or he's gonna attack with anything else. It doesn't matter. I'm just gonna play Kusan. Now that I draw the second Kusan, I don't see myself losing this game at all because I have too much protection at this moment. And I want to destroy the baby 5 because that's the card that is gonna give him some more cards. And we have to wait and see if he has another one of the flamingos. He decides to attack the Kusan, and I guess freeze the other 3, which is okay. It's fine. Again, I have removal for the 10-drop, so it doesn't matter. But he plays the flamingo, which makes it super easy for me. Like I have no problems now. I can just remove his board and go for game. Attacks for 8, but 8 is not a number. it's whatever. And as you can see, it wouldn't have mattered if he attacked us or attacked the leader. We have too much defense here. We have too much stuff here to stop whatever my opponent was doing. So even if he messed up turn 2, I don't think it would have made a huge difference in this matchup. I can just destroy my guard point, destroy that one, play my second Kusan. But I attack with this one first, I guess. It's fine. Of course, I don't want to get tapped with my sugar. So I should definitely attack with that one. Attack the leader because it doesn't matter if I attack the leader or the sugar. And play my second Kusan. And then from there, show me another Kusan, another 10-drop. Because that's the only way that you're going to be able to come back into this game. And he didn't have it, so it was immediately over. And yeah, it is what it is. It's just how this matchup goes, I guess. I hope you enjoyed that matchup. All right, and we're gonna play against Karakuri. We're going second because I generally want to go second with this leader. Not that he cannot go first, but I generally want to go second. It's just better for me, especially with like cards like Zoro in this leader. It's just very good. I'm gonna take the first damage because yeah, it's fine. It's not a problem, and I'm gonna do the play here, which is 5 Zoro into 6 Sabo. One of the ones that I like the most. And yeah, that's just very good for me. Right now I have protection, so he has to do like a removal spell, and he could play the 5-drop, but it doesn't really work. Now I don't know what happened here, but I think this card should have removed. I think it's bugged, or my opponent didn't click on my Zoro. What would have happened here is that the Zoro would attempt to die. I would make it a 4K. He would probably attack it with Karakuri. I think that was what was supposed to happen on this game, but for some reason, I think the 2K didn't work, and then he just attacked my face because, I mean, attacking the Zoro is just a loose play there, right? So it is a compromise game, I think, at this point, but I think it's still, I still have to post it because there were not that many good players today in the sim, so I have to take what I can. And this player was, even though that was like what happened, he was playing decently enough, I guess. I'm gonna use the removal on Garb, and that's why I attack with these 2 first, because if he takes the damage, I'm trying to play cards from life. I had the Garb to stop him, because I think what my deck wants to be is the aggressor, and because he cannot remove my cards, especially in this matchup, then he's gonna have a much tougher time against me, right? If it's gonna attack for 5, I'm definitely gonna block. I don't want to block with my Karazu and I don't want to block with the blocker because I should have outcome with the Khalifa, by the way, but I want to be able to I want to be able to play the Karazu this turn because it's really devastating against yellow. And attacking for 5 into a 4 leader, so then he has to spend energy here to try to, or he doesn't have 2Ks, which seems to be the case. He doesn't seem to have too many 2Ks. So he's just taking life left and right. So I don't know if it's that my opponent doesn't have anything, but I definitely like kind of weird. And I'm not gonna just let him have 3 attackers because that could be a game for him. I have to force him to attack my board. And this is the only way that you can do it here. Kind of weird. I don't know what happened. I still gonna post it because again, the quality games today were kind of difficult. I played like 10 games today, and I have to eliminate half of them because they kept attacking my cards when I had the protection up, and it just like made for a bad experience. And I have to like choose the best ones that I could, right? All right, and for the final thoughts on the deck, as you can see, the deck functions very decently, and it has some decent plays that I'm excited to keep trying this leader out. It's actually the one that I want to try the most because I think it has potential. It's there. I just want to keep exploring and see where it takes us. And definitely it has some cards that you can maybe change here and there. The restrictions can change the deck a little bit, but the shell of the deck is there, and I think there is something to be said about it. But yeah, that's all I have for today. Thank you all for watching, and have a good day.